Good evening to all everyone. On behalf of the Journal of Startup Innovation and Management, I warmly welcome all the participants to this online workshop on how to write a research paper. The objective of this workshop is to guide students in understanding the essentials of academic research and effective paper writing. It is now my privilege to welcome our esteemed resource person, Dr. Muktai Chavan Dev, the founder and publisher of JSIM and program coordinator of VBLLB Honors at Maharashtra National Law University, Nagpur. Also, an experienced educator, mentor, counselor, and trainer with more than 16 years of academic and professional experience. Ma'am, we are truly grateful to have you with us today. So now I kindly request you to begin the session and share your valuable insights with all the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, Himanshu. Thank you so much for this warm introduction. And good evening to one and all present here. I hope I'm clearly audible to you all. Am I clearly audible, everyone?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
All right. Can I have a yes from the other participants as well? Because we have kept this wonderful session for you all so that to make it much more. All right. So, yes, Prastavna, thank you so much for letting me know that I'm audible. See, what happens from this online session is most of the times, because we are not able to see each and every one of you, it becomes very important for the speaker to understand that whatever we are sharing with you, it is, reaching at your end, not only through the means of the audio, but that whatever the concept is being shared is being understood by you all. So let's have one basic rule for this workshop of 2 days, that whenever I or tomorrow Monica ma'am will take another session, whenever we ask you a question, please do give us a thumbs up, share it in your chat box so that we come to know that all are understanding. So another important thing is that I want you all to be as interactive as possible. See, Himantu must have already told you that we are going to select top 5 papers till 10th of June. We're going to publish them on our website, that is the Journal of Startup Innovation and Management. Now, why is it important that why did this come to our mind of having a workshop on how to write a research paper? And when Himanshu told me that ma'am, many students were interested in understanding. So let me, before I delve into the topic, let me understand from you all that why is it that you wanted to join this workshop. And I'll give you a multiple choice. चलो केबीसी खेलते हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि आपको ही सोचने बोलूंगी. So point number 1, आपको research paper छपवाना है for your own academic purposes. Point number 2, that you want to actually understand what research is. Or point number 3, चलो अभी छुट्टियां लग गई हैं, एग्जाम्स आर ओवर, आई एम गोइंग टू गेट अ सर्टिफिकेट फॉर समथिंग दैट आई एम गोइंग टू अटेंड टू, तो इसीलिए मैं ये वर्कशॉप कर रहा हूँ. सो आई नीड यू टू टाइप इट इन द चैट बॉक्स व्हाट इट इज. पॉइंट नंबर 1, 2 और 3. चलिए फटाफट क्विकली लेट मी सी हाउ मेनी हैव जॉइन्ड दिस वर्कशॉप for the sake of certificates, for the sake of getting it published, for the sake of just doing it just like that. Come on, quickly, people. 1, 2, 3 in the chat box. All of the above. So sweet, Radha. I love honest answers. Yes. Radha says it is all of the above. Anyone else? Come on, people. How many people are there in the session? So almost 20 odd people are there. 1 and 2. Pratishta. All right. Great. Getting it published is your aim. It seems many people. Prapti also says that they want to get it published. And also you are interested in doing the research. All right. So when we say publication and learning about proper research, Jayant says 1, 2, 3. All right. So most of the people are trying to understand, what research is, and obviously, when we are doing any particular research, we would be interested in getting it published somewhere. And so today and tomorrow, what we are going to talk to you about is number one, the basic structure of a research paper. And later on, when we go about, if at all you are okay with this kind of setup, wherein we can help you all in writing a research paper, we can go and, talk about how to identify a journal also, wherein you can get the area of interest, जो भी आपका है, उसके हिसाब से get it published. All right. So moving on to another question that I have in my mind is, are you all comfortable with English or should I go in Hindi and Marathi as well? All right, I'm gonna quickly need answers. ऐसा नहीं
Ma'am,
चलेगा.
English would be appreciated. English or
English
Hindi?
English would be appreciated. Great, fantastic. We'll do that.
Hindi
And
is also fine. I am just not well versed with Marathi.
obviously, not absolutely not a problem. We'll go with English most of the times, as and when required. If anybody is having any problem, I am well versed with Hindi, Marathi, and Bengali as well. So you can ask me questions in the language that you are comfortable with. Okay. What we will do is for the paucity of time and the content that we are going to cover, we'll keep the questions to the end. Will that be okay?
Sure, ma'am.
Right? So we'll keep the questions to the end so that I can get to each and every one of you. And don't worry, even if you put in your questions in the WhatsApp group that you have, Himanshu will convey it to us, and we will definitely try to solve it as much as possible. All right. So without wasting any further time, let us quickly delve into the wonderful concept of research, which is just, let me quickly share my screen. Just give me a minute. All right. Is the screen visible to you all?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
All right. I'm going to go in for a full screen mode. Let me know if you go for that as well. Is the screen visible, people? Is it the full screen mode that you are able to see or not?
It's not full screen mode.
It's not full screen mode. All right. I guess there seems to be an issue. Just give me a minute. Just a minute. I'm going to share my screen once again with you all. And before we begin, also tell me from which streams you all are from, so that whenever I start giving you examples, I will try to ensure that I give examples from your own stream so that, it becomes easier for you all. Yeah. Anyone? Arts, commerce, science, law. Is the screen now visible? Okay, Minakshi Yadav says it's from political science. I hope the screen is visible. And is it in the full screen mode, people? Can you tell me that at least? It is visible. Okay, I have economics also. I have law. Great. So I have a mixed. Lovely. Lovely. So law, economics, political science. Okay, I have coming from. Great, great. People, once again, tell me, is it in the full screen mode or are you able to see my slides side by side? Because I don't want it to, go like that.
Ma'am, it's not entirely in full screen mode.
It's not, I don't know what is the problem here.
Ma'am, you can share me, I can display it from my side.
You want to display it from your side?
Yeah, I can display.
Just a minute, Himanshu. Okay, now is the screen visible? And in the full screen mode?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Great, fantastic. Right. So, कैसा होता है, whenever we have anything, no, थोड़ा बहुत तो, you need to have certain obstacles whenever you start something new. So, I believe this is the last obstacle that we had to start our session. So, let us say I call it as a blueprint, not only for undergraduate students, but for anyone to write a research paper. Now, you'll ask me, what qualifies me to talk to you about how to write a research paper? It's not that I am an expert researcher or, I have thousands of research papers to my credit. Absolutely not. But what I have understood through my 16 plus years of experience as an educator is that many a times students, misinterpret what research is all about. And when it comes to publications, and specifically in this age of AI, the concept of writing a research paper is somewhere, vanishing very quickly. Another important thing that, I feel that I can share with you is the knowledge of how to come across a topic, funnel it down to an idea, and then finally start working on that broad idea and making it into a research paper. Okay, so with this small thing, I just want to go ahead and talk to you about today. At the end of this particular session, what are you all going to achieve? What is the outcome of today's session? So the outcome of today's session is going to be, number one, you all will be able to finalize your titles or topics. Number two, you will be able to clearly write your objectives. Number three, you will be able to understand what is the skeleton or what is of a research paper. Now, when I say the structure of a research paper, let me make it very clear because I have students from literature, economics, political science, and law, and commerce and management here. See, every journal is going to have a more or less different format along with their referencing style. But the basic blueprint or a research structure remains the same, right? थोड़ा सा 19-20 का फर्क इधर उधर हो सकता है, but let me assure you that the structure that I'm going to share with you remains the same, more or less. Okay. So yes, we were talking about the outcomes. Number one, finalizing of the title. Number two, objectives. Number three, the structure. And if time permits, I am also going to talk to you about how to collect data, how to avoid plagiarism, and at the same time, give you a pathway so that tomorrow when Dr. Monica Jain talks to you about analysis, when she talks to you about data interpretation, you should have a fair amount of idea as to, how to go about it. All right. Is my speed okay? Are you comfortable with me? Can I get some thumbs up? Can I see some reactions, people? All right. Great. Thank you. Thank you so much for those reactions. All right. Let us go ahead. I talk to you about defining the structure. You must have all understood that whenever we say research, okay, it is something that comes to my mind. So before we begin, let me quickly ask you a question. And that question is, why do you want to research? How do you, whenever say for example now, I have given you the title of solo entrepreneurs, like solopreneurs का हमने आपको theme दिया हुआ है. Does the theme resonate with you? Is that so because you're writing it? Or is it because that there is some sort of, what should I say, employment gap, or there is some sort of, what should I say, a problem in the society that comes to your mind? Say, for example, somebody from the stream of political science wants to understand the geopolitical state, whatever is going on in the world. If somebody from the field of economics wants to understand the rising fuel costs, the need for induction cookers, suddenly there is a rise, supply and demand se related आप study करना चाहते हैं, or somebody from English wants to understand the current writing style, or say for example, how reading has changed over a period of time. People used to first read a lot of books, so they were पेपर बाउंड हार्ड बैक कवर्स वाले बुक्स होते थे, बुक एग्जीबिशंस लगते थे, लोग वेट करते थे to go to the book exhibitions and etc. Now Kindle has come up. With Instagram you have a lot of visual stories also that come into picture. Are you getting my point what I'm saying? That when you talk about research, okay, when you talk about or finalizing a title, you need to have an original contribution. That is number one. Whenever you are going to do a research on a particular topic, how is that research? How are the findings of that research going to contribute to the society, to the nation, to the entire humankind? Say, for example, now, in COVID-19, there were a lot of issues, okay, and people started innovating. People started to find answers to the problems that were in the society, be it the vaccine, be it the PPE kits, be it the way to learn, be it the way to work. Am I right or wrong? Quickly, am I right or wrong, people?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? So, if now when you are going to talk about an original contribution, okay, when you are going to decide on a particular topic, now let me ask you a very simple question. How do you choose a restaurant to go to? कल संडे है, सोचो खाना खाने जाना है. How do you choose which restaurant to go to? Quickly, answers. On the basis of what do you decide? Do I have some answers in the chat box? Should I go to the chat box to see? Come on, people, you have to talk to me. See, if you have to understand how to write a research paper, you have to talk to me. How do you decide which restaurant to go to for a lunch or a dinner? Is it because somebody tells you to? Talk to friends. After looking up the reviews on Google, seek references. Lovely. Yes. So what are you doing? Are you not collecting data? When you say, are you not collecting information? Are you not comparing options? Are you not analyzing the facts? And then you draw a conclusion, right or wrong? I need thumbs up. I need yes or no. I need something in the chat box, people. I told you, this is not a class wherein a teacher talks and you just stay mum. Come on, quickly. Whenever you decide choose a restaurant from the reviews, from the references, etc., you obviously collect information, you start comparing the options, you analyze the facts, and you draw conclusions. That's research, right? So you are researching every step of your routine life, right? Every day you do some sort of research. But then how does this research, which is going to get published in a journal, or maybe a chapter in a book, okay, what kind of difference does it make? because your research is going to contribute to something. Let me give you an example. Dr. Monica Jain and me, we have been, researching a lot about sustainable menstrual practices. Okay, so we already have 4 best paper awards to our credit, and we have Scopus indexed publications also relating to this. When we started understanding the practice of sustainable menstruation. Now, why did this topic, come to our mind? And one fine day, we were just talking, 2 friends talking about what kind of preferences or products are being used by the women or the menstruators in the market. And then a thought came to my mind, our mind rather, that, what if we try and understand the preferences and perception of women, right? And then slowly we started, working on this. So when I say original contribution, so I talk about sustainable menstrual practices, or I talk about the preferences and perceptions of women. Now, women is a very broad area, right? When I say women, is it rural women? Is it teenage girls who have just started menstruating? Or is it elderly women who have, finished or they have reached menopause? So, आप समझ रहे हैं कि एक टॉपिक से रिलेटेड कितने अलग-अलग ब्रांचेस निकलते हैं? And every theme or every demographic is going to make a paper unique. If I talk about menopausal women, the findings are going to be relevant to the pharmaceutical industries, to the people who are going to talk about, issues related to menopause. If I'm talking about teenage, I'm talking about policy making. I'm talking about the companies which manufacture these products. I'm talking about सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट गोल्स जो हैं हमारे, उससे रिलेटेड पॉलिसी डिसीजंस जो भी होते हैं, हाइजीन से रिलेटेड है, क्लीनलीनेस एंड सैनिटेशन से रिलेटेड है, ये सभी चीजें उसमें आती हैं. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट व्हेनेवर यू स्टार्ट working or thinking about a topic, remember it has to be an original contribution. Now, does not mean that it has to be that somebody has not done at all. ऑब्वियसली कहीं ना कहीं पे किसी ना किसी ने इस चीज के ऊपर चर्चा की होगी, बात की. यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? That when I say it's an original contribution, right? And what it means exactly? Is my speed okay, or am I going too fast for you all? Is my speed okay, people?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. So moving on to then the discussion. So we talk about the critical analysis, obviously the data that we have collected, connection to the existing literature. And obviously we are going to have raw evidence gathered through primary or secondary sources. Now don't worry, I'm going to talk to you about this in detail. But I want to give you a teaser kind of a thing before we actually start moving deeper into this particular thing. Now remember, each layer builds on the one below. Data moves into discussion, and discussion enables innovation. Unless and until you talk to, well, I'll not use the word policymakers here, but unless and until you put forward your views in very clear, in very precise, practical terms, the policymakers will not be able to understand how to put them into practice. Okay. So please remember, discussion always enables innovation. All right. So let's move ahead to my next slide. So please, yeah. So I was talking to you about the structure. This is what needs to be remembered by you all. So you begin with an introduction to the topic. Now, tell me, have you all written a research paper before? Is it a yes or no? Many of you have, because I have seen the responses. Many of you have written it, many of you have not, right? But at the same time, when we start writing an introduction, what are the things that you want to include in your introduction? So let's now, for the time being, take one small broad area which is very easier to understand. Let's stick to COVID-19. Okay, let's stick to the virtual classrooms versus the physical classrooms. Now, this is this, say, for example, I want to understand what will you write in your introduction if I want to write a research paper on the perceptions of the students in rural areas of virtual classrooms. Topic clear है क्या सबको? What do I want to research on? Can someone repeat? Or should I repeat? All right, it seems nobody wants to answer. So I'll tell you that if my title is that I want to understand the perception of the students of the rural colleges about virtual classrooms, in the introduction, I am going to first talk about what virtual classrooms are. Then I'll talk about, because my demographics are very specific. I'm talking about rural students only, right? So about rural students, then what are the difficulties, that is issues and challenges that would be probably faced by those students? That's what I'm going to write in the introduction. Now, say for example, you have already, decided as to this is going to be my structure of the introduction. Have you used a concept called as napkin AI? Have you? No? Yes? No? Chalo, chalo, fatafat, fatafat. No. Pratishtha says they have not yet used napkin AI. So now let me just quickly tell you. Yeah. Dave says, ma'am should add background of COVID. Yes, Dave, to a certain extent, you can definitely say that why virtual classrooms have started gaining importance. So yes, you can definitely add a little bit, but not too much. Now, when I say not too much, I mean I'm not going to talk about the technical details of COVID-19. मैं सिर्फ ये बोलूंगी that COVID-19, a pandemic, has a great impact on the education sector, has changed the reality, the way the teaching learning process has changed or evolved. I'll not say changed, it has evolved. And along with this evolution or development, there are going to be certain issues and challenges in a country like India, specifically in the rural India. And when you start talking about the infrastructural issues, you start talking about the, the tech savviness of the students, etc., along with the tech savviness of the teachers also, right? So this is how you start talking about the introduction. So yeah, I was talking to you about napkin here. Now, let us all be very, very honest when we say this. अब आप मुझे सच्ची सच्ची बताइए कि आप लोग कौन सा वाला ये यूज करते हैं, क्या है टूल? चैट जीपीटी करते हैं, जेमिनी करते हैं, नोटबुक करते हैं, क्लॉड करते हैं, क्या यूज करते हैं आप लोग? चलो फटाफट बताओ, तो मैं आपको उसके ऊपर आंसर दे पाऊंगी फिर कि कैसे उसको हम लोग ने यूज करना है. I have one Claude and GPT. All right. And Perplexity. Great. Perplexity. Now, say for example, you have asked Perplexity or any AI to write an introduction to the topic. To get a greater clarity as to what is it exactly that I want to, understand or write in my introduction, you simply copy that text and go to Napkin AI, NAPKIN. Okay. So Napkin AI is a wonderful tool which will give you a visual representation. और the moment I say आप लोग mind mapping concept mapping समझते हैं ना, tree diagrams जैसे. So it will give you a link. See, what happens is, number one is the language the AI uses. Okay, that's completely different. I mean, anyone can make out that it is written from AI. That's number one. The reason I'm asking you to use Napkin AI while writing introduction is so that you get a clarity first. Please, 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 it's a humble request to everyone. Whenever you start writing your research paper, you do use AI. Absolutely not a problem in that. But once you use a concept map or a tree diagram, start writing. Use pen, paper. Okay, start putting down your ideas. Maybe not even in full sentences. It could be phrases that I want to talk about infrastructure. I want to focus on tech savviness of the teachers. I want to focus on that electricity issues are there, internet bandwidth नहीं रहती है, लोगों के पास devices ही नहीं रहते हैं to work on etc. Once I have done this, I can form a logical flow to my paper. Are you getting my point?
Ma'am, I have a doubt here.
Yeah, please, ma'am.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you are
Ma'am,
clearly audible.
ma'am, you can call me Deepika. I'm very junior, yes. Ma'am,
Sure.
actually, the thing is, I have this dilemma of, the usage and the extent of usage of AI in
Right,
research because, earlier the issue was only about plagiarism, which was being shared. But
right.
now, uh, to what extent usage of AI is allowed? Because I think if we write literature review using AI, yeah, so it's not allowed, right? I cannot write a
True,
paper for us.
true,
So,
true, true. It's true. So what I suggest to everyone is use AI as a brainstorming partner. Okay. The reason I say a brainstorming partner is because these days we do not have time a lot because all of us are so bogged down in the paperwork in our own institutions that earlier what used to happen is we used to brainstorm with our colleagues that, I'm writing a research paper on such and such topic and they could give us a lot of ideas that, nahi, aisa mat karo, why not try something in this particular area or your sample size is very small or you may try to find some good literature on this particular website, etc. So what I suggest is use AI as your brainstorming partner. You can ask relevant questions, get answers, but at the end of the day, the research paper has to be your own. It is your idea that I want to study or research on this particular topic, right?
so, ma'am, the
Then
writing part we have to done manually, right? By on our
obviously,
own.
obviously you have to
Because
write it.
many people say, I mean, I've attended a few workshops wherein they are actually, uploading the paper shortlisted for review in AI, and then the AI is actually reviewing the paper. And I feel that what is our contribution in
Not
this
at all,
whole
not.
process
So
then?
therefore, I was saying if the moment you use Napkin AI, it's going to give you a mind map. कई बार ऐसा होता है that we are, shut down. We are not able to think. इतना ज्यादा हम लोग सोच लेते हैं एक टॉपिक के बारे में that we are not able to find ways. So AI or that mind map is going to give you a various branches out of one particular topic. And then use your own wit, your own imagination, creativity, use pen and paper. इसलिए मैंने बोला पहले भले ही चाहे phrases लिखो, terms लिखो, abstract लिखो, and then start a logical connection and then start writing it down. I'm going to talk about using Zotero also, and that's the practice I still use. Download papers, do a very strong literature review, and once you have started, the process of literature or reading, automatically words start flowing down. That's what I feel, Deepika. I hope I answered your query. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So, coming to what Deepika ma'am just talked to you about was literature review. See, what happens is that these days we simply ask GPT or Perplexity or Gemini or any other Storm AI करके भी बहुत सारे आजकल AI tools आ गए हैं, SciSpace आ गया है, बहुत सारे AI writers हैं, which can give you an entire paper within minutes. What is your contribution? What have you done in that? Obviously, बाद में जब अच्छे जर्नल्स होते हैं वहां तो आप AI का कंटेंट अगर आपका हाई होता है तो आप तो ऑब्वियसली वहां पे लूज करोगे ही करोगे, राइट? यू विल लूज, पीपल विल से अरे हाउ हैव दे अंडरस्टूड, इन्होंने कैसा कैसा कर लिया है, तो ऑब्वियसली हमारी भी कुछ ना कुछ इज्जत रहती है, वो हमने नहीं गंवानी चाहिए. दैट्स व्हाट आई फील. एंड देयरफॉर डूइंग अ वेरी स्ट्रांग लिटरेचर रिव्यू इज गोइंग टू गिव यू दैट काइंड ऑफ आइडिया, आइडेंटिफाइंग द गैप जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं. से फॉर एग्जांपल, a study has been conducted in Nepal, okay, on school going girls menstruation. Now, I am, say, for example, this hits me as a researcher that yes, school going girls face a lot of problem when it comes to menstruation. And then I say, ki, okay, let me check that where similar studies have been conducted in my country. So, what is the general practice that you use? How do you do a literature review? Can someone tell me that? चलो बोलो, कहाँ से ढूंढते हो? गूगल स्कॉलर पे जाते हो या नॉर्मल गूगल पे जाते हो और पूछते हो कि ये मेरे टर्म्स हैं और बताओ इससे रिलेटेड रिसर्च पेपर क्या है? Where do you find it? Google. Great. So Yashasvi says it's Google. Great, Yashasvi. So when now Google gives you n number of research papers. Now I say, no, I do not want to study about, in the states, southern states or northeastern states, but I want to understand in the state of Maharashtra. Okay, agreed, in the state of Maharashtra. But am I going to then tap all the schools in the state of Maharashtra? Is it my aim? No. Then I say, no, I rather want to understand ये जो आश्रम शाला होती है या फिर रूरल एरियाज में जो स्कूल्स होती है रन बाय द गवर्नमेंट, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं रिजर्व स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जो स्कूल चलती है उसमें मुझे पता करना है व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स दीस गर्ल्स फेस. अब आप समझ रहे हो कि आई स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम अ स्टडी व्हिच वाज डन इन नेपाल. I tried to compare it with what is happening in my nation. Then I came to a conclusion that no, this is not what I want to actually understand. I want to understand about the ashram schools in the state of Maharashtra, right? And now I start finding relevant literature. Literature review is a process, a very, very important process. It's just like a foundation. अगर आपका literature review strong नहीं है, तो आपका paper अच्छा नहीं बनेगा. You need to have a very, very relevant, at the same time very strong review. अच्छा, review करना ही क्यों होता है? Why do we need to understand that who has done what in the past? So number one, it gives us an idea as to what kind of methods they used. Number two, it gives us scope and limitations कि उन्होंने सिर्फ स्कूल गर्ल्स लिया था, सिर्फ रूरल एरियाज में लिया था, उन्होंने सिर्फ एक पर्टिकुलर प्रैक्टिस के बारे में बात की थी, but they did not talk about any other things, right? So it gives me identifying the relevant gaps that exist, which can then become the talking points in my current paper. Are you getting my point? जो बाकी के स्टूडेंट्स ज्वाइन हुए हैं, आर दे गेटिंग इट? बच्चे लोग लॉ के हैं यहाँ के. ओके यशस्वी, थैंक यू सो मच. ग्रेट ग्रेट, थैंक यू प्रतिष्ठा. सो प्लीज रिमेम्बर ना, हाउ डू यू डू लिटरेचर रिव्यू? एक ने तो कहा गूगल करते हैं, आप गूगल स्कॉलर भी यूज करो. चलो मैं आपको और एक एआई टूल बताती हूँ, which is called as SciSpace. Okay, SCISPACE. It's a wonderful tool. जहाँ पे आप रेलेवेंट पेपर्स ढूंढ सकते हैं. देयर आर मेनी टूल्स, लेट मी टेल यू. बट अगर आपको जिसको मैं बोलूंगी ट्रेडिशनल तरीके से जानना है, तो गूगल स्कॉलर या गूगल अगर आप यूज करते हैं, या कोई भी डेटाबेस अगर यूज करते हैं, आपको जोटेरो या मेनया जो भी सॉफ्टवेयर आप रेफरेंसिंग के लिए यूज करते हैं, उसमें सभी का आपको सेव करना है. Why do you need to save it? Not only because it helps you in referencing, but it builds a database for you. I remember one of my mentors always told me that if you want, to get noticed, if you want people to, understand what is Muktai Tavan writing about, choose one broad area and then start drawing branches. So for me, it is menstruation, it is inclusive education, it is employability and skill development. So whatever research that I am doing, it would be centered around these three broad themes. So whenever I write a research paper, now I have started collecting a database. अब मैंने अभी जैसे आपको example दिया, sustainable menstrual products, sustainable menstrual practices. When I talk about three different age groups of women and their perceptions and practices, I also talked about perception of men towards menstruation. अब इसमें भी मैंने दो तरीके के men ले लिए. Men from rural areas, urban areas, working men. Then I talked about young, it is the youth of today. इंस्टाग्राम वाले जो बच्चे होते हैं, उनके क्या व्यूज हैं, एक्सेट्रा. सो नाउ आई हैव स्टार्टेड कलेक्टिंग डिफरेंट folders, creating a database on my own. So whenever next time an idea strikes me, I already have some relevant literature to read from. तो ये आप लोग बोलेंगे कि अरे क्या मैम आप तो इतनी पुरानी बात बता रही हो, ऐसा थोड़ी ना चलता है एआई के जमाने में. बट यही सही तरीका है. You have to create a database of your own. You need to have a very strong literature review. Okay. So moving on to research methodology, which is the next chapter or the next part of your research paper. Again, extremely important. It focuses on how are we going to conduct this study. Okay, is it going to be an empirical thing? हम लोग डेटा कलेक्ट करने वाले हैं, सर्वे लेने वाले हैं, क्वेश्चनायर्स के थ्रू, या हम सेमी स्ट्रक्चर्ड इंटरव्यूज लेने वाले हैं, या हम फोकस ग्रुप करने वाले हैं, क्या करने वाले हैं एग्जैक्टली, हमारा सैंपल साइज इसमें आता है, एक्सेट्रा. राइट. ये करना क्यों जरूरी है? बिकॉज दिस इज वेयर यू स्टैंड आउट फ्रॉम द रेस्ट ऑफ द क्राउड. If 100 people are going to talk or write only on menstruation, you in your research methodology have very specifically said that you are going to conduct a research on ashram schools in Maharashtra. उसमें भी अगर आपने नक्सल infested area या फिर विदर्भ region अगर specify करता, उसमें भी कुछ cities आपने specify कर दिया, तो चलेगा क्या? तो हाँ चलेगा. अभी रिसेंटली मेरे यहाँ पे पीएचडी के स्कॉलर्स अलॉट हुए हैं मुझे. तो एक बच्चा आया पीएचडी स्कॉलर, और ही वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट लॉ का है. So he wanted to understand the environmental practices relating to few SDG goals. I said, fine. He said, ma'am, I want to do a comparative study. I said, good, fantastic, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, करो तुम लोग. And he said, ma'am, I'm thinking of India and US. I said, why US? And he had no answer. I said, have you written the synopsis with the help of AI? To which he very honestly told me that, yes, ma'am, I have taken help of AI. I said, but you need to tell me that why US? You need to justify in your research that why have you taken US? And I say, see, when you say comparative study, और जब आप ऑब्जेक्टिव्स में लिख रहे हैं टू कंपेयर द प्रैक्टिसेस ऑफ बिटवीन टू कंट्रीज, वो कंपेरेबल तो भी होनी चाहिए in terms of demographics, in terms of climate, in terms of other conditions that are being put, or the concept जो भी है. अगर मान लीजिए मैं रूरल इंडिया और किसी भी यूरोपियन कंट्री के सोशल नॉर्म्स रिलेटिंग टू मेंस्ट्रुएशन में कंपैरिजन करूंगी तो चलेगा क्या? मैं मेरा क्वेश्चन फिर से रिपीट कर रही हूँ। अगर मैं इंडिया और किसी भी यूरोपियन कंट्री के सोशल, रिलीजियस, कल्चरल नॉर्म्स रिलेटिंग टू मेंस्ट्रुएशन को कंपेयर करती हूँ तो चलेगा क्या? चल भी सकता है, नहीं भी सकता है। आपको दोनों का मुझे आंसर देना पड़ेगा कि अगर हाँ तो कैसे, अगर नहीं तो कैसे। चलेगा विथ रीजन। यस यस, यशस्वी इज रेडी। करेक्ट। अगर मैं बोलती हूँ सोशो कल्चरल प्रैक्टिसेस विद रिस्पेक्ट टू यूरोपियन कंट्रीज एंड इंडिया, आई नीड टू गिव अ कंपैरिजन की हम लोग जब बोलते हैं जिसको एडवांटेजेस, डिसएडवांटेजेस, प्रोज एंड कॉन्स, इसका इफेक्ट क्या हो रहा है ऑन द से मेंटल हेल्थ ऑफ दोज विमेन। ठीक है, तब यस डेफिनेटली। अगर आप विदाउट रीजन ये कोई भी कि नहीं नहीं मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है, मुझे मिल रहा है, मैं आपको दूसरा एग्जांपल देती हूँ। और अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी हैड टू रिजेक्ट दैट कैंडिडेट का सिनॉप्सिस फ्रॉम पीएचडी। उसका कंपैरेटिव स्टडी था ऑफ जेल जो रहता है ना, जेल, प्रिजन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन। सो प्रिजन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन स्टडीज के ऊपर था इन द स्टेट ऑफ हरियाणा, दिल्ली एंड वन मोर सिटी स्टेट। एंड आई सेड व्हाई दिस, मैं उसी स्टेट का हूं ना तो मुझे इजी पड़ जाएगा। बोले भाई ऐसा नहीं चलता है। आप जब सैंपल साइज सिलेक्ट करते हैं, आप जब यूनिवर्स में से अपना एक पॉपुलेशन सिलेक्ट करते हैं, आपको उसका बहुत ही तगड़ा जस्टिफिकेशन आपके पास होना चाहिए। तभी आप बोलोगे, तभी आपकी रिसर्च मेथड स्ट्रॉन्ग उठ के सबसे अलग लगेगी, तभी आपके स्कोप एंड लिमिटेशंस आएंगे, तभी आप जब आगे फ्यूचर स्कोप ऑफ स्टडी बोलते हो ना, तभी कर पाओगे। आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? आर वी स्टिल ऑन द सेम पेज एवरीवन?
Yes, ma'am.
Great,
Even
great.
I feel these days students, when all the projects which have been allotted to us, so they have no, in-depth knowledge about what they're going to do. They just look for
Yeah,
something fancy on AI and they just come up with the idea.
true, true, true. Absolutely true.
And
बच्चों
when we
सुन रहे
ask
हैं।
such questions, we just said no, so they're just unaware. मैम वो मैंने यहाँ देखा वहां देखा, फिर बाद में मुंह से निकलता है कि नहीं मैम चैट जीपीटी पे
चैट
देखा।
जीपीटी से कर लिया है, एग्जैक्टली। So students, it's a humble request to you all. See, there is nothing wrong in using AI, but please do not blindly use it. Even if a fancy topic comes while brainstorming with AI, please understand what the topic is all about. Try and see whether this justifies with you as a researcher. सी, आप लोगों ने आंसर पहले ही दे दिया था 1 2 3 कि मुझे सर्टिफिकेट भी चाहिए, कुछ और करने को था नहीं, और मुझे पेपर भी छपवाना है, राइट? बट इफ यू रियली वांट समथिंग गुड एडेड टू योर नेम, इफ यू वांट योर नेम टू बी taken by the policy makers, or say in the academics, that something good has come up, you need to be honest to yourself, right? Moving on to data analysis and interpretation, yet another very important part which is going to be explained to you tomorrow by Monica ma'am. So I'm not going to touch that. On the basis of this and this only will come your findings and conclusion. Please remember two very different things. Findings are something which come out of your analysis and interpretation, right? This is what you have found out. Now, let's say, for example, coming back to the topic of menstruation again, and we'll stick to that ashram shala of the state of Maharashtra. Now, if I come to an understanding that there are a lot of discrepancies, okay, a lot of issues and challenges when it comes to availability of the menstrual products, or it could be the socio-cultural norms in that particular region regarding that thing, that will come in my findings. On the basis of those findings, what do I conclude? So it has to be in sync with my objectives and research questions. I'm going to talk to you about how to write your objectives also, but remember it has to be in sync with that. On the basis of my findings, I say ki, yes, this is what is now being concluded, that schools need to upgrade themselves. The socio-cultural practices needs a lot of awareness, and then it directly leads to your suggestions and finally the references. Also, please remember you need to have an abstract. Generally, research जितने भी journals होते हैं, they ask for a maximum abstract of 250 words along with 2 or 3 keywords before the introduction to the topic. So this ये जो 250 words का जो abstract रहेगा ना, ये teaser trailer जैसा रहेगा आपके पूरे picture का. तो कोई भी समझिए, अगर मैं बोल रही हूँ ट्रेलर है या टीजर है, टीजर टीजर जितनी उत्सुकता, जितनी क्यूरियोसिटी लोगों के मन में क्रिएट करता है, और उसके बेसिस पे लोग पिक्चर देखने जाते हैं. सही या गलत? Right or wrong, people? Come on, quickly, quickly, quickly. Yes, Anushka, right. So if you now decide that whether to watch a movie on the basis of the trailer, please remember people, जो भी reviewers होते हैं ना, जिनके पास आपका पूरा ये जाता है, वो आपका 250 वर्ड्स का एब्स्ट्रैक्ट देख के समझ जाते हैं कि अंदर क्या होने वाला है, कि ये कॉपीड है, नहीं कॉपीड है, ओरिजिनल है, नहीं है. सब कुछ ये 250 वर्ड्स का खेल है, along with the 3 keywords which are going to be really important for your research paper. So please ensure that abstract likhne ka bhi, I'm very sure you all must be knowing how to write an abstract. Can someone now take up and tell me how to write an abstract? People, talk to me. Students हैं अपने पास, चलो चलो बच्चों बताओ. All right. So always begin with a purpose. Okay. Move down to 1 or 2 lines of introduction. This is the concept. Move on to the research method. Okay. And then finally talk about how you are going to conclude, what are the probable recommendations that you can come up with, and the future road to follow, or the future aspects kya ho sakte hain usse. Always begin with a purpose. Okay. Let's move ahead now. So pouring the foundation, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं narrowing down, क्योंकि मैंने आपको कहा कि today by the end of the session you will be able to at least make a clear title. तो कोई भी एक broad area आप सोच लीजिए, जैसे मान लीजिए COVID-19 and the impact of pandemic on the society, ये एक बहुत general topic है, जिसको हम लोग funneling technique बोलते हैं. उसको नैरो डाउन करिए कि नहीं, पैंडेमिक का तो इम्पैक्ट सोसाइटी पे बहुत जगह पे हुआ है, इंडस्ट्रीज पे हुआ है, लोगों की मेंटल हेल्थ पे हुआ है, इकोनॉमी पे हुआ है, a lot of productivity has gone down, etc etc. अब नैरो करके मैं बोलूंगी कि नहीं, मुझे ना इंडिया के हायर एजुकेशन में इंटरेस्टेड है. I want to understand various stakeholders, मतलब teachers, students, educational institutions, उनको क्या क्या challenges and issues face करने पड़ रहे हैं. इसके बाद भी now I'll say कि नहीं, मुझे सिर्फ मेरे कॉलेज, मेरी यूनिवर्सिटी, मेरे एरिया में पता करना है कि क्या चल रहा है. तो मैं then I talk about specific topic कि मुझे ये क्या करना है, right? जब भी आप ये लिखना चाहेंगे, again I repeat, use a pen and paper. आप फ्लो चार्ट बनाइए कि क्या क्या पॉइंट्स आप लिखने वाले हैं, और उस एक एक ब्लूप्रिंट का छोटा छोटा पैराग्राफ बनाइए ताकि आपकी कंटिन्यूटी आए. Are you getting my point? Funneling technique आप use करने, begin with a broader topic, move down, finally bring it to your title. If any one of you has a broad area in my mind, I'll give you, try to help you out in funneling down. कोई है, if somebody wants to share a broad area here. Does someone want to share with me the exact thing? Anyone? All right, I do not see that, and I assume that you all have now understood it, and I will move on to my next slide. So funneling technique, जैसे मैंने आपको कहा था, so either you pick a broad topic you're interested in researching, say for example artificial intelligence है, so the highest most general level. आप demographics को यूज कर सकते हैं, लोकेशन को, स्पेसिफिक इशू को यूज कर सकते हैं नैरो डाउन करने के लिए, और आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन में आपको क्या करना है वो भी आप कर सकते हैं. प्लीज ऑलवेज हैव अ नोटपैड विथ यू एंड इट वुड बी अ वेरी इजी. लिटरेचर रिव्यू के लिए आप चाहें तो जैसे मैंने कहा, गूगल योर नैरोड डाउन टॉपिक, find research papers and scholarly articles that are relevant. Please read it. Read it माने नोटबुक एलएलएम को देके उसका सिर्फ जिस्ट मत लीजिए. क्यों मैं बोल रही हूँ पूरा पेपर पढ़ना जरूरी है? यू अंडरस्टैंड नॉट ओनली द टोन, द लैंग्वेज, द काइंड ऑफ concepts that are covered in notebook, LLM, Claude, Perplexity, whichever you use, or GPT. It's going to give you a summary of that entire thing. We do not want a summary, we want the entire thing. I want you to read a research paper so that you understand how much has been put in by the researcher to write that. Okay, what were the thoughts? What were the initial thoughts? Am I still audible, people?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, I just thought someone gave me a. All right. So yeah, I was talking to you about how to read and keep it so that you start downloading and analyzing the material for identifying your research problem. Okay. Let's move on quickly. We have last 15 minutes. Okay, this is what you can use, and this I generally suggest to the students. Okay, अगर आपको systematically थोड़ा organize करना है आपका literature ना, तो आपके title, author का नाम, publication कहाँ है, और at least आप उस research paper के क्या key findings या key learnings है, उतना भी अगर आप लोग कर लेते हैं ना, तो बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा आप लोगों के लिए. इससे क्या होगा ना, आपके पास एक रेडी रेकनर जैसी चीज आ जाएगी कि ओके, दिस इज इट, दिस इज द पेपर, इसके की फाइंडिंग्स में ऐसा आया है, इसके स्टेटिस्टिक्स ऐसे थे, डेमोग्राफिक्स ये यूज किए गए थे, लोकेशन ये यूज की गई थी, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. राइट, जब आप टाइटल, नेम ऑफ ऑथर और पब्लिकेशन डिटेल्स डालोगे, तब आपको एरिया स्पेसिफिक मतलब कंट्री स्पेसिफिक भी चीजें पता चलना शुरू हो जाएगा. तो प्लीज ऐसे टाइप का चार्ट आप यूज कर सकते हैं फॉर योर ओन सेल्फ इन क्रिएटिंग अ डेटाबेस फॉर यू. ओके, नाउ इम्पोर्टेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, जब क्योंकि मैंने कहा था आज आप ऑब्जेक्टिव्स लिखेंगे, तो जैसे स्टूडेंट है बेसिकली आप लोग, तो आप इजी इजी लीजिए, टू स्टडी, टू अंडरस्टैंड, टू आइडेंटिफाई, टू कंपेयर, टू एनालाइज एंड टू एस्टैब्लिश. प्लीज रिमेंबर every word will have a meaning attached to it. When I say to identify, matlab to identify the factors, to identify the reasons, to identify और ascertain कि ये हो रहा है तो क्यों हो रहा है, how is it happening, why is it happening. When I say to establish, मतलब मैं दो चीजों के बीच में कोई connection, कोई relation establish करना चाह रही हूँ. When I say analyze, I want to understand and then go for a deeper understanding and analysis so that a particular decision could be taken, some conclusions could be drawn on the basis of my analysis. सिर्फ analyze करके नहीं छोड़ देना है, उसके basis पे कोई ना कोई conclusion भी होगा, उसके basis पे कोई ना कोई suggestions भी दिए जाएंगे. So every word that you are writing in your objectives has meaning to it. Please remember this. Okay, Dave is asking, how should I narrow down the topic of cyber security, and on which basis should you narrow it down? So when I say cyber security, do you want to understand the cyber security from the point of view of demographics? That is, how prone are the old age people when it comes to various cyber frauds, or you want to talk about a lot of cyber bullying, or you want to talk about what kind of cyber security laws do we have in place, and do you want to compare it with laws of other countries? So you have to write down 4 or 5, at least 5, I am saying, major areas on the basis of which attracts you the most, and then start on the basis of demographics drawing one way. Then probably, Dev, you will be able to come down and narrow down to one topic, because cybersecurity is a very vast area, right? तो आप उसको कैसा करना चाह रहे हो, किस एक्ट के थ्रू करना चाह रहे हो, किसी को कंपैरेटिव करना चाह रहे हो, तो उसके हिसाब से आपको सोचना पड़ेगा. Am I making it clear, Dev? Right. All right. So, and then once you have finalized it, let's say, for example, I want to understand the impact of cyberbullying, or the factors that lead to cyberbullying, or how prone are people to these threats, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं ना आजकल, वो क्या बीच में आ रहा था,
Digital arrest.
डिजिटल अरेस्ट. करेक्ट करेक्ट. सो डिजिटल अरेस्ट का जो इम्पैक्ट है, या ये क्यों हो रही है, इसका अवेयरनेस भी, अगर आप, जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं बेटा परसेप्टिव स्टडी, तो अगर आपको अवेयरनेस भी लेना है ना, कि आर पीपल इवन अवेयर अबाउट ऑल दोस थिंग्स, तो आपको एक छोटा सा बहुत अच्छा रिसर्च पेपर बन जाएगा. पर उसके लिए ना, आप एट रैंडम किसी से भी नहीं डेटा भरवाओगे. इधर आप ये लो, एटलीस्ट 5 से 6 लोग अगर आपको मिल जाते हैं कि डिजिटल अरेस्ट हुई है और कैसी, तो ये कहाँ से आप डेटा करोगे? यू गो टू द नियर बाय पुलिस स्टेशन, यू टॉक टू देम दैट एज ए रिसर्चर यू वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, और वहां के जो पुलिस इंस्पेक्टर्स या जो पीपल वहां पे इन्वॉल्व है इस प्रोसेस में, उनका तुम एक बहुत अच्छा स्ट्रक्चर्ड इंटरव्यू ले सकते हैं. ठीक है, उसके बेसिस पे एक तुम्हारा मतलब हो जाएगा. दूसरा, जितने भी ओल्ड एज कपल्स हैं जो अकेले रहते हैं, जिनको बहुत ज्यादा वो टेक सेवी नहीं है, उनको आप जाके पूछ सकते हैं. तो आप 10-20 लोग हैं क्या? नहीं. तो अगर आप आपकी सिटी ले रहे हैं, तो आपकी ही सिटी क्यों, वहां बहुत ज्यादा साइबर डिजिटल अरेस्ट हुई है क्या, या नहीं हुई है, तो क्या अवेयरनेस था और क्या नहीं था, इसका आप कंपेरेटिव कर सकते हैं. आई होप आई एम मेकिंग इट क्लियर. All right. So please remember, your chosen objective dictates the data that you need to collect. क्योंकि इसी के बेसिस पे आपका क्वेश्चनर बनेगा. क्वेश्चनर पहले नहीं बना लेना है, पहले ऑब्जेक्टिव सेट करना है. फिर उसके बाद अगर मैं बोल रही हूँ टू आइडेंटिफाई द फैक्टर्स दैट लीड टू virtual classrooms being successful or not, या अंडरस्टैंडिंग द परसेप्शन ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स टुवर्ड्स वर्चुअल क्लासरूम्स, तो मुझे वो फैक्टर्स मेरे क्वेश्चनर में लेने चाहिए. ठीक है, आई होप आई एम मेकिंग सेंस. मूविंग अहेड नाउ. सो जैसा हमने कहा, आज मैं बहुत ज्यादा प्राइमरी और सेकेंडरी डेटा के ऊपर बात नहीं करूंगी क्योंकि मेरे पास टाइम कम है. बट प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट व्हेनेवर यू स्टार्ट कलेक्टिंग योर डेटा, you need to be very very clear that I am going to make a questionnaire. I am going to which tool supports your objective. ठीक है, जो भी मेरा ऑब्जेक्टिव है उसके बेसिस पे मैं कौन सा डेटा कलेक्शन टूल यूज कर रही हूँ, वो आपका जाने वाला है. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट है डेटा एनालिसिस एंड इंटरप्रिटेशन. जो भी स्टेटिस्टिकल एनालिसिस टूल्स, जो कल मोनिका मैम आपसे थोड़ा बहुत बात करेंगे, जो भी मेरे पास रॉ डेटा आता है मेरे क्वेश्चनर के थ्रू, मेरे इंटरव्यू के थ्रू, उसका हाउ डू आई स्टार्ट मेकिंग सेंस आउट ऑफ इट, हाउ डू आई, तो मेरे पास तो रॉ डेटा आ गया, फाइंडिंग्स आ गए, उससे मैं कंक्लूजन कैसे निकालूं, उससे मैं सजेशन कैसे करूं, ये हमारे डेटा एनालिसिस और इंटरप्रिटेशन के चैप्टर में आएगा. प्लीज रिमेंबर, मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स रिव्यूअर्स जो होते हैं, जो रिसर्च मेथोडोलॉजी और इसी चैप्टर के बेसिस पे आपका पेपर रिजेक्ट कर देते हैं, क्योंकि आपके डेटा एनालिसिस मतलब जो आपका डेटा आपने वहां पे प्रेजेंट करा है और आपके ऑब्जेक्टिव जो है, उनके बीच में कोई तालमेल नहीं दिखता है उनको, और इसीलिए रिव्यूअर्स जो होते हैं ऐसी स्टेज पे आपका पेपर रिजेक्ट करते हैं. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर, दिस इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग दैट यू हैव टू बी एक्सट्रीमली केयरफुल अबाउट. ओके, जितने भी आपके प्रेजेंट फैक्ट्स, फिगर्स, परसेंटेजेस है, कॉन्क्रीट रिजल्ट्स है, वो आपके फाइंडिंग्स में आएंगे. So don't just present the data, you have to explain what it reveals. I'll give you a very simple example in 1 minute. Demographics है, okay? और demographics में मैंने एज लिया है, एज ग्रुप डाले हैं मैंने, ठीक है? एज ग्रुप में मैंने बच्चों को पूछ लिया कि these many एज ग्रुप के बच्चे जो हैं are of the opinion that virtual classrooms are not at all good. ठीक है? अब why this? Why do they feel? Why other people feel कि no, they strongly agree, agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree. These are Likert scales, okay? तो why are some people saying disagree? Why are some people neutral? वो आपको एक्सप्लेन करना है. सिर्फ वो पाई चार्ट वहां पे पेपर में डाल के नीचे फिर से लिखना कि these many percentage of strongly agree and these many percentage of strongly disagree, that is not your analysis. वो दिख रहा है मुझे मेरी आंखों से कि कितना परसेंटेज है. टू एक्सप्लेन व्हाट इट रिवील्स that probably people in this particular age group are not comfortable with this kind of learning style. Are you getting my point? बहुत सी चीजें हैं जो आपको डेमोग्राफिक्स के थ्रू कोरिलेट करनी है, and therefore I repeat, don't just present data, explain what it reveals, right? So conclusion is the logical endpoint of your findings. यहाँ पे कंक्लूजन आप चाहो तो किसी अच्छी कोट के साथ एंड कर सकते हो. जनरली मेरे रिसर्च पेपर्स में I end it with a quote or maybe some sort of a punchline which gives a different flavor to my paper. Either my research papers begin with a quote or end with a quote, or begin with some sort of a what should I say, a case, or end with something of that sort. So whatever your objectives are, whatever your hypothesis was, it comes to a logical conclusion here. And the suggestions is what should happen next. सिर्फ conclude करके नहीं रखना है. It is what actions, policies और further research do your findings call for. और ऐसा नहीं कि अगर मान लो कोई मैंने एक मेरा रिसर्च पेपर है जिसमें मुझे पता चला that लोगों की मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए बहुत जरूरी है, एम्प्लॉइज की मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए बहुत जरूरी है that they be given work from home maybe once in a week. तो मैं तुरंत मेरे सजेशंस में ये वंस इन अ वीक लागू कर दो आप ऐसा नहीं लिखूंगी. I should understand what are the repercussions of this on the productivity. इसका पूरे कंपनी पे क्या असर रहेगा. So my suggestion should be very practical and should be very feasible. ठीक है, ये गोल्डन रूल आपको हमेशा ध्यान में रखना है. So this is how we come to conclusion and suggestions of our research paper. I hope I'm making sense, people, right? In the end, and this, let me tell you, do not copy somebody else's paper. Not only is it unethical, but it will fail you. देखिए, ये आपका काम है. You have to write it and explain it. You can take off help of AI as your brainstorming partner. क्या क्या अलाउड है? यस, डेफिनेशंस आप इन्वर्टेड कॉमर्स में कोट कर दो ऑथर के नाम के साथ, अलाउड. डायग्राम्स को आप सोर्स किसी को क्रेडिट दे रहे हो, प्रॉपर्ली मेंशन करो रेफरेंसेस में, अलाउड. फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स सोर्स मेंशन करो, स्टैटिस्टिशिया से लिया है, किसी पर्टिकुलर रिपोर्ट से लिया है, आप उसको भी अलाउ कर देंगे. ठीक है, तो कभी भी जब आपको अगर प्रो टिप में दे रही हूँ, पैराफ्रेजिंग करने के भी बजाय आपको कोशिश ये करनी है कि स्टार्ट राइटिंग इन योर ओन वर्ड्स. ओके, आप ग्रामरली जैसा यूज कर लो ताकि आपको थोड़ा सा सेंटेंस कंस्ट्रक्शन जो है आपका थोड़ा सा क्लियर हो जाए, ग्रामेटिकल एरर्स ना हो. ये भी मैंने देखा है कि जब रिव्यूअर्स के पास पेपर आता है, many a times the reviewers have to send it back to the original author for the lack of grammatic, मतलब proper grammar नहीं है, सेंटेंस कंस्ट्रक्शन जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं वो प्रॉपर नहीं होता है, इसीलिए भी पेपर रिजेक्ट होते हैं. सो प्लीज रिमेंबर, डू नॉट कॉपी, राइट, एंड यूज proper sentence structure. If you want to get it checked from a friend of yours who is probably good in the language, okay, तो वो आप कर सकते हैं, या फिर आप ग्रामरली जैसा कोई भी टूल यूज कीजिए जिसके थ्रू आप इसको चेक करवा सकते। ऑलराइट, दिस इज व्हाट यू कैन डू। ये मैंने एक्टिविटी रखी थी, बट आई गेस वी आर रनिंग आउट ऑफ टाइम। तो कभी भी आपको लगता है तो आप ये कर सकते हैं। ये एपीए स्टाइल ऑफ फॉर्मेटिंग है। हर एक जर्नल का, आई रिपीट, हर एक जर्नल का अपना एक रेफरेंसिंग स्टाइल होता है, वो आपको फॉलो करना ही पड़ेगा। फॉर्मेटिंग स्टाइल भी होता है, 1.5 की स्पेसिंग, 2 कॉलम फॉर्मेट है, किसी का 1 कॉलम फॉर्मेट है, हर एक का अपना अपना रहेगा। सो प्लीज फॉलो दैट। Zotero, Mendeley जैसे अगर आप रेफरेंसिंग सॉफ्टवेयर यूज कर रहे हैं तो आपका काम और आसान हो जाएगा। लेकिन रिमेंबर, always cite your sources. Your reader must be able to trace every claim that you are making. Okay, so thank you so much for your patient listening. If you have any further questions, I'll be more than happy to take them.